Hello my Rogue fans, welcome back to episode 4 of RogueCast, your dedicated Rogue Company podcast and your one-stop shop for all your news, exclusive interviews and clips of the week. I have a very exciting show for you today, including having a look at the new map Lockdown, the possibility of customs being added in the next few days or weeks, an exclusive interview with the president and vice president of vVv Gaming, an esports organisation, and having a look at your latest clips of the week. I am your host Radar, let's get on with the RogueCast. Firstly in the news, as this video goes live on Saturday at 1 PM Eastern, the Rogue Bowl will be going on. If you want to go see that tournament, the biggest Rogue Company tournament at the moment, then you can go check the links in the description to see the official casting and also the link to my Twitch where I'll be competing in that tournament. The organisation from my interview later, vVv Gaming, have also partnered with Maru to help with those tournaments, so make sure you are going to go check it out. It is a really great time and it is the best look into competitive Rogue Company we have at the moment. But talking about competitive Rogue Company, let's get on to the exciting news that was announced that customs will be coming by the end of the month to Rogue Company. Now, customs are basically private lobbies where you can adjust some of the mechanics of the game, and it offers amazing opportunity for tournaments to be hosted in a very competitive sense, with team going versus team and not having to just go through public matches. I know everyone's been really excited, and it's the first real meaty content we're going to get from Phase 2, and I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. They have said this is a beta release, so it should just be probably what we'll call private lobbies at the moment, where you can get in with people and play matches that way. There shouldn't be too many adjustable features, but they did say that they're looking to evolve it and wanted to know what we thought about adjustable features, so they should be coming soon, and I think that's going to be perfect. It's going to do the job exactly how the tournament hosts and how the general community want it to be. But that's not all the content that has dropped this week. They also showed a little teaser for Doc's new map Arena and how that's been progressing, which looks absolutely awesome. I love the art style and the colouring that they've gone with it. I think it's really in keep with one Doc sort of persona and branding, but also just the way the map would feel actually in Roco. That's not the only map this week though. They did introduce us to Lockdown, a very cool looking map centered around this big tower that teams fight for using zip wires to get up there, which seems like the main point of contention. It will be available in Extraction, in Demolition and in Strikeout, so all three current game modes, and should be absolutely awesome. I love new maps. I love looking at things and finding strategies, and with customs being able to play these maps and find different grenade routes and different pathing and sort of communicate with your team, it's going to be amazing. I think they've done a great job this week with the content. Absolute hands down to them for giving us the stuff we wanted and hyping this game back up. As always, the rotating store has come through and we've seen some really cool skins. I particularly like the glitch skin and the much awaited phantom skin, although I do have to say the voice lines in it, if you haven't heard them, are a little bit questionable, but I guess they know the audience they're going for, they know the vibe they're going for, and they stuck to it. Do let me know your favourite skin in the comments. But if you haven't been able to buy skins because you haven't even been able to get access to the game, don't worry. This whole week, the game has been available for free. If you go to www.roguecompany.com, the official Rogue Company website, you can actually play it for free. And as of the recording of this video on Saturday morning, it is still available to you to go and get for free. You go in, log in with an email, and get a code for any platform you wish in any region. If you haven't done this and you really want to play Rogue Company, or you have a friend who wants to play Rogue Company, let them know because you can get it for free right now. The content this week has been absolutely amazing. The news has been awesome. My personal favourite thing that's come out of it is that there has not been a map being taken out of rotation this whole week. And actually, in line with that, the bugs and fixes and things that they put in from the last hotfix have seemed to clear and gone really well. I haven't seen much news about the different bugs. If you do know anything and you have come across a bug, make sure you tweet it at the news channels for Rogue Company so it gets spread out to the community and the developers can pick it up. But generally, I think the hotfix did a great job at fixing a lot of the issues within the game currently. That's it for the news then. I'm going to take you over now to my interview with vVv Gaming. I was talking to the president, Froot, and the vice president, Vishouss, who are both awesome guys. They run vVv Gaming, this organisation that is built around community and esports and just general playing of games. Rogue Company is not their only game. They do have creators in a bunch of other games as well, as you'll find out from this interview. I hope you guys enjoy. I think it gives you a really good look into this sort of world. I know a lot of you are gamers who might like to be picked up by an organisation, so this could be invaluable for you. Make sure you go check them out if you are interested. Okay then guys, kicking off episode 4 of RogueCast are two guests from vVv Gaming. We have the president, Froot, and the vice president, Vishouss. Welcome guys to RogueCast.
Thank you for having us. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, no problem. I'm
Same.
very excited to have you guys on. I think it's going to be a great experience for the viewers here to get sort of an insight into this esports organizational world beyond sort of gaming and stuff. And with that, I thought it'd be quite a good idea for them to get to know you and vVv a bit more. So tell me a little bit about yourselves, first of all, sort of who you are.
Sure. My name is Chris. I go by vVv Fruit. I am the president of vVv Gaming. I've been with vVv since 2007. Um, it started off coming in as a Gears of War player, progressed on from there to be our website developer, as well as a professional gamer from there and a coach for Gears of War. After that, went off to college, so kind of, dissipated a little bit and moved on from there. But then came back right into vVv just in the past year, and yeah, started to make some real changes. Originally, I was part of the organization to be the web developer, but then I progressed on to be the vice president at that time as well. So I'm excited to move vVv in the correct direction, make it you know as popular and exciting as it was when I was there. So
Awesome, awesome.
I'm
And I'm
excited to be.
sure you couldn't do that without your right hand man, Vicious. Do you want to sort of explain a bit about who you are and your sort of entrance into vVv?
Okay, so let's see. I joined about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Just came in as a community member, but I've been here ever since.
That's
Um,
nice. I like that.
yeah, just kind of working with everybody, get to know everybody. Um,
Mm-hmm. And
I'm
sort of,
more of getting people's ideas of what they want to see out of us, and
mm-hmm.
then passing them along to the rest of our staff, and then see what we can do from there.
Okay. I like that. I actually I like both those stories of if working your way up the system. I think that's a great message. Like beyond gaming as well, just like working your way up a ladder of a company or whatever it is you want to progress to do. I like that, especially coming from a community member as well. I think that's a nice sort of
Right.
goal for people,
It
isn't it?
Yeah, it all just comes from, passion of wanting people to enjoy where they are,
Mm-hmm. That's
really.
awesome. That's awesome. And the other thing I like about vVv is your motto, and I think this is a nice little segue into our next bit, which is the motto of vVv. What it stands for is vision, valor, victory. So tell me a little bit about how you strive to achieve that, what that motto kind of means in your day to day work.
Yeah, so VVV, I mean, when we first were thinking about, what it really means. So we originally back before 2007, when Jerry originally started, I forgot the name of it. There was a previous organization he had, and it was around for about, I don't know, maybe 2 years or so. Um, and it started as people were getting confused with uh, Vini Vidi Vici,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
Uh,
yep.
that was a big problem. So we're like, all right, let's define who we are and what exactly this motto means. So we're like, okay, so we sat down, we all got together, and we're just like, okay, what do we think this means? So
Mhm.
we eventually created a community get together to say like, okay, what is BBV?
Okay.
Right? What does this stand for? What do we actually truly believe in? So that's where we came to the official goal of BVV,
Mhm.
Vision, Valor, Victory, because we see the vision, we know what the valor is, and we're going to achieve that victory.
Nice.
And I think that came around the time where we started converting over to Gears of War, and started becoming popular when we were in the Gears of War tournaments and such. Um, it, and it just kind of blew up from there. We just
Yeah.
stuck to it because it's such a great motto to live by.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we want.
I said I love it. I love mottos like that. I think it's great. As I come from, I love like the Latin stuff. So Vendi Vidi Vici is something I love.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I
it
like that
gets
you made
confused a lot.
that. I can imagine. So that's really cool. I like that. And so what does I think it's, you mentioned their gears is something that you guys focused on a lot. What is sort of your portfolio, your esports portfolio? What does vVv focus on in terms of its gaming side of things?
Yeah, so we kind of ventured off. So we started as a console-based organization. That's what we primarily started at, right?
Mhm.
We went from Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Then we started to venture out into PC gaming. Now that was a whole realm that we had no idea
Yeah.
about. But we started going off into the EU as well. So
Okay.
we started as a US organization, MLG, and any US based tournaments, game battles, etc.
Yeah.
Once we started venturing off into the EU, that was a little bit different. So we started kind of like this. Uh, we had one community leader in the EU, one in the US, and then from there we moved on to PC gaming as a whole,
Okay.
right? So we kind of tested the waters a little bit in the US. From there, we went on to like Counter Strike, a bunch of different PC games in there, StarCraft, etc. Um, and from there, we were kind of like, okay, well, how much further in the PC world can we go?
Okay.
But what are other options? So we moved on from there to go to things like Rock Band and
Okay.
Guitar,
Yeah.
DJ Hero, Guitar Hero, some of these outside stuff like Super Smash Bros. So that's kind of been our movement is let's test the waters, see where we can go, and then move on from there. Because
Yeah.
depending on how we want to grow, not only ourselves but the community around those games is ideally what we want to create. Is we want to create that that community around that game because everybody has their niche. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Yeah. Exactly. Everyone has their own
it
different
just
avenue that they like in the gaming world or the whatever it be. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm not very good at games. I know that for a fact, at least anymore. But I love to go out and play games and enjoy the community around it. And if there's people that we can bring together to do that, I think that's the ideal movement that we want to do. I
Yeah.
think that's exciting.
Yeah. That's good. And would you say VVV is more focused on your community, or sort of how do you balance this? I guess is a better way of saying it. Your community, your content creators, and your sort of personalities, and then your sort of esports sector. How do you sort of balance those three?
Yeah, so we wanna create content
Mm-hmm.
so that way people know the background, the history, and the idea of what we do, how we do it, and how we play.
Yeah.
Um, but we also too want to make sure that the community is very involved in what we do as an organization. I don't like to be the guy that just says, "Hey, this is how things are going to go, and this is what we
Okay.
have to do."
Yeah.
I like feedback from people because everybody has their again. It's their community, and it's
Yeah.
the organization that we want them to create what they want.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't
Go on. Yeah.
like I don't know what they want. Like I don't play Smash Bros. Well, I mean I do, but
And
those
that's kind of where I come in because I have a
yeah
lot of private talks with a lot of different people just
Uh-huh.
to get an idea of what they want to see, where they want to go, um, what kind of things they're into, what kind of things they would like to see us do in the future.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I stick to.
Okay. So then, speaking of the future, from this point, where is VVV looking to go? How are you looking to grow in sort of these different spaces from where you are now?
So currently, I think our biggest movement right now is going into cross-platform games.
Okay.
I think that's our best option because we're not looking at just one specific game for one specific console
Mm-hmm.
each, right? So then you've got three separate different forms, and you've got
Yeah.
three separate different. It just doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So I think cross-platform is the way to go, and
Okay.
that's ideally what we want to move towards. And a lot of the games that are coming out now and the games that are being developed are for cross-platform.
Yeah.
Um,
Which works out perfectly in a community driven organization.
exactly. So we
Yeah.
can bring together, different types of consoles, or if
No
somebody's
one gets left out.
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and that's a direction we want to head towards.
No, I like that. So I think I definitely see that trend with games at the moment. Like Warzone is cross-platform. That's obviously one of the biggest BRs now. It hits so well. Rogue, obviously, which this podcast is focused on, is cross-platform. One question: how do you find the balance between? Obviously, there is that debate around console versus PC, and I don't want to really get into the nitties, but do you find that becomes an issue at all in your community, or do you find the bridge is there? Like it's okay.
The bridge is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that some of the tools to communicate need to be worked out to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
But I think overall, we've had a pretty positive gap
Yeah.
between console
Yeah.
gamers and
I
PC
th-
gamers.
I think that's one thing we've never actually had a problem with. You get into a lot of communities where people want to argue about
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and our guys are all over the place
Yeah. Which is
on
yeah.
all different kinds of platforms, and we just never really have those arguments, those debates. Of course, they'll have them every now and then when they want to,
Uh,
get on each other's nerves,
yeah.
but it's nothing serious.
No, exactly. And I think the fact that you have content creators from each different platform is a massive part of that.
Exactly.
I think that's definitely a good model. I agree. I like this cross-platform uh, blend, and I actually like the option of having crossplay on and off, so people get to choose. But yeah, I agree. The cross-platform model is definitely seems to be the way that games are going, and I think it's very smart and very intuitive of you guys to be on that trend as well. I definitely like that. Um,
Next step is to just get competitive crossplay.
Comparative crossplay,
Exactly.
yes. It says I assume that's what you're then now looking into, particularly with Maru Gaming, who you've just partnered with, to host the Rogue War tournaments. Tell me a little bit about what attracted you to that partnership.
Um, we had been looking into running our own road company tournaments,
Okay.
and I knew they had already had theirs because I think they had their first one last month or
Yeah,
the month before.
August. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched a good bit of it, and we had some of our guys compete in it
Okay.
under different team names, but
Mhm.
they were in it, and it's just they've already got a very, very good setup.
Yeah.
So we just figured it was better for us to go in it with them
Yeah.
to help try and make it better than it already was.
Yeah. And yeah, sort of build that together. Like, sort of build the communities up together, right? Like they have their community,
Yeah,
you have your
it's
community, and yeah.
no sense in everyone trying to do it by themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I think when I heard about it, I was really excited about the partnership. I thought it made a lot of sense for both Maru and for vVv to sort of build that relationship and then sort of grow together. Um, are your team still competing in Rogue Bowl coming this Saturday? Have you got a team lined up that
Yeah,
might be
we
competing?
do. We may have two. We don't know
Oh,
yet.
nice.
We have one for sure, and a couple of the other fellows are trying to create another one and get it together and get it registered before the weekend. Still
Awesome.
running out of time, but they're working on it.
No, so I can't wait to beat them.
I'm not
Obviously,
allowed to play.
you're not playing. Are you looking forward then to customs as well? I assume with Rogue specifically, or with Rogue Company specifically, in going into custom tournaments.
Oh, very much so. That's gonna be huge for that game
Mm-hmm.
in general,
Yeah,
and it's gonna make these Rogue Bowl tournaments even better
yeah.
because then we can customize, what we want to do. We don't have to sit here and count, screenshots and
Yeah.
everything else. Which it works for now, but once custom games comes out, it's
Mm-hmm.
just going to be 10 times better.
Exactly, and as Rogue Company will eventually, I think they've said, be free to play, that'll bring in a lot of more community members, and the tournaments will get bigger, and then those score sheets become a lot harder to read. So yeah, definitely building into customs is definitely going to be the way. But what actually attracted you to Rogue Company? Because there's a lot of games coming out now, and I'm assuming you might be looking to dip your toes in all of them. But what about Rogue Company was sort of drew you towards it?
Rogue Company has a fairly decent sized presence in our community right now, as it is. Everyone is playing it.
Okay.
Our two biggest games right now, considering Call of Duty's not out yet,
Yeah.
which this weekend will be huge for us because everyone
Yeah.
on PS4 will get to play
Yeah.
the alpha
That's
for
exciting.
Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a lot of people that play Rogue Company on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's either that or Rocket League.
Okay. So they're your two biggest games at the moment.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, where do you kind of see Rogue Company going then? I don't know how much involvement you actually have with the game itself. Do you guys play it much?
I do. I don't think Fruit's ever played it. Have
Fruit.
you?
I played it like maybe once or twice.
Fruit, we got to jump in a game together. I'll show you how it's done.
All right, good, because I'm not very good at it. Like, I'm open to learn, but like I'm not good. Usually when I go into games and play with them, they just smoke me. So
Just don't let them get in a helicopter, and you'll be all right.
yeah, I'm not allowed to buy vehicles.
That sounds like there's some history there. So with Rogue Company, then, do you see it becoming potentially one of these next big games, sort of in line with Call of Duty? I know it's got Hi-Rez behind it. It's a big studio. Do you think, from what you've heard from your community members and from your own playtime, do you think it could be a big game coming in the future?
I think if they keep on the road that they're on with these daily, not updates, but communication from people like Scott Gandhi, then it can turn into something huge. I feel like games' biggest downfalls is when they stop talking to their community.
Yeah.
And they haven't.
No.
Every day there's a new update from him. We're doing this or we're doing that.
Yeah.
As long as they keep that going and keep the momentum going, it can definitely turn into something huge.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, because obviously I'm very enveloped in the game, so I obviously think that I love the game. I'm so passionate about the game. So to hear that from not just other people outside the game necessarily, but like an organization who's looking to sort of be part of the gaming community there is really reassuring to hear. Because obviously Rogue Company players love Rogue Company. They think it's going to succeed. So to hear that as well is absolutely awesome. And you mentioned there you have obviously your community members and some of your sort of content creators that are under the vVv label are playing Rogue Company. Who sort of is on your sort of roster, I guess, of community members or content creators at the moment in Rogue Company specifically?
In Rogue Company, content creators not too high. We did quote unquote sign.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say sign. I just don't know another word to use. A Rogue Company team for the tournament this weekend. They are new to our community. They came to us from another organization. Said they wanted to rep our org in the tournament this weekend, so we agreed. But exciting. The streamer from the group his name is Quazy. QWAYZI.
So he'll be streaming the tournament, I guess, for you guys then.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a decent fella. We've chatted and watched his stream a few times.
Awesome.
So we're gonna be rooting for them this weekend. We'll see how it goes.
That's excellent. And sort of along those same lines, then, are you looking to expand and sort of get into recruiting? And if so, I think this is something that a lot of my audience will be interested in. Is what do you look for in content creators when you're even considering potential recruitment or potential partnerships?
Froot?
So I would say primarily what we're looking for is activity, being a part of the community, helping players become better. Myself, as not very informative of the game, we'll say, right? We're looking for people to teach people like me to become better. And if they're really good at it and they can explain things or even work with people, play with them or hang out with them, that's ideally what we want. We're looking for a community again that comes together to create better players. We want pro gaming to be just awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Content creation is on the radar, but it's just not something we're
that needs to be there.
Digging too far into yet.
Yeah. So what is then your focus? Is it just building up the community and going in and like getting your toes sort of in these different games, or is it the more esports focus?
So the community died down there for a little while.
Yeah.
And then Froot, you came vice president over the summer, beginning of summer.
Right.
And then we had a couple of changes, and then Froot took over and brought me up there with him. So, and it's only been about, I don't know, month and a half, I think.
Yeah.
And so we're in a very big process of rebuilding communities for not just the entire community in general, but communities for every game that we follow or offer.
Yeah, I like that. And I think your first V in your name is vision. What is the vision of vVv 5 years from now? Where do you want to be? What's in your head?
So ideally, what we want to do is create a community, like I said before, just where we're all working together, we're all participating, and we're out here creating better gamers.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, I mean, there might be some people that are just like, hey, I just got off of work and I just want to play some games. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's certain people that want to be professional gamers. So we want to be the group that those people that want to be professional gamers come
Yeah.
to, and we can help them get to that mark.
Yeah.
And at least give them a good base, a good starting point, or it could be, you could be the best person in the world and come join us. Like, that's the excitement point, is making sure that we're not just here to find teams and be like a regular organization. We want to get the word out. We want to make sure that we're teaching people how to do it, almost like kind of like a college.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really good analogy, actually.
That's not even just be coaching people in video games, just like how do I say this, teaching them how to be better people at the same time.
I like that,
because we also expect a certain level of maturity. Obviously.
Of course.
You're not gonna come in here and just talk down to everyone and be the toxic people that you are on a video game when you're having a bad day. We want good people.
Toxic free zone
interactions and diversity and all that other good stuff. Just everybody, just let's have a good time. Let's play some games.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, gamers. This is a podcast for gamers. People who generally listen to this and watch my content. Gamers, and your community are mostly gamers. What about that higher level of game? Obviously you want to help people and then bring them up and make them better gamers, but then when you get those people who are very, very good, is there an esports side that you're wanting to focus on as well?
So those higher up gamers, I would assume that they would be kind of independent on their own. So they're gonna sign to some other team or do their own thing. That's just the way it's been, how it's always gonna be, and they just move around constantly. But ideally, what I want to do is create some sort of incentive, so these people come to the organization and say, "Hey, I can do this and hang out with this organization with these great people that I love, and I get to play there." I mean, there's no, you have to be here, training, etc., mapping, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to be here, but it's exciting if you are here, and I'd love to have you here. But we just have to find that certain incentive for them.
Yeah, which I think is good. I like that. I can definitely get the vibe that it's community focused, isn't it? You want to build up this community. You want to make people better gamers. I think that's a really good sort of mission for you guys. And obviously then helping with these tournaments and stuff and just building up the community that way as well, getting exposure for the games that your community is part of, I think is a fantastic way to move forward. Okay then guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here on RogueCast. I think you've given a great insight for the viewers into this sort of organizational world and kind of really spread the message about a positive community, which I love. I think it's absolutely the way to go. Do you guys have any sort of final remarks? Do you want to sort of mention the different places that the community can find you and start building up together?
Yeah, definitely. Catch us on our Discord. Catch us on our website. Twitter, Facebook. We're all over it. At vVv Gaming.
Awesome. Yeah, all those links, of course, will be in the description. That will be displayed on screen for you here as well. But thank you guys. It's been an absolutely pleasure to talk to you.
Awesome.
It's been great to be here.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Looking forward to the partnership with Maru and seeing where this all takes us.
Can't wait for it.
A massive thank you to the guys over at vVv Gaming. It was a pleasure talking to them. I do hope you guys learned something from our chat there. Now the guys, we're going to move on to the last section of RogueCast, and that is going to be the clip of the week. This clip comes from OU on Twitter. Remember guys, you can submit clips for RogueCast on the hashtag RogueCast and hashtag RogueReplay sections. Despite being in a 2v4 and having teammates connect and disconnect constantly, he was able to clutch out on Lancer and kill the entire enemy team on Demolition. Coming out of the spawn here on Demolition, OU has got to try and clutch this one out with his only other teammate. He sees the Dema and the Saint run into sight. A perfect Semtex to kill the Dema. Now he has to worry about the Saint coming here onto the site. The drone does go out. He's got to act quickly here. He goes and focuses the Saint first, trying to cover him. No, Saint, you will not get this res off. Now they're down to a 2v2. A teammate did reconnect, but it doesn't really count. Now he sees the Dallas there in the doorway. He's got to try and get him and focus this down and try and win for the game. But he hears someone behind him. Still, this Dallas is shooting him. Can he go around? Yes, lines up those shots perfectly with a perfectly timed roll to get the kill and get away in cover as well. Teammate dies, pinging the Phantom, so he knows roughly where he is. Still got the ability there to use. Here's the Phantom running around, tries to reposition to get a cheeky angle, uses the ult here, opens the garage door. The Phantom does not know what's going to hit her. Right behind her, shoots her in the back, and an easy clutch to win the game. I am partial to a cheeky Lancer play, especially when it comes down to a 1v4, so great job there. Go check him out on Twitter if you are interested to see more from him. That, though, guys, is going to take us to the end of the RogueCast. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more content from me, I do educational guides here on YouTube. And I also, on Twitch, stream competitive gameplays and just chatting to build up an amazing community of you Rogue Company players and all gamers. I want to thank you all for watching. And remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless. And I'll see you in the next video.